Hey there and welcome back to my channel. Today I grabbed the Mikayla x Glamlite palette. I wanted to do a palette bingo with this. Actually, specifically my daughter wanted to choose the colors and have me do a palette bingo. So I actually ended up having her randomly choose 5 numbers within the range of 1 through 30, and those are the colors I worked with today. So this look was completely unplanned and I like how it turned out, and if you want to see that, then stick around and I will show you how I did it. In the meantime, my name is Rachel. Hello and welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, I am a homeschooling stay-at-home mom who loves to play with colorful eyeshadow. I don't really know much about other makeup. For me, it's all about the eyes. So if you like to see colorful eyeshadow and tutorials, rankings, declutters, anything like that, I hope you'll consider liking and subscribing. Hit the notifications bell if you want to be notified, and you can also find me on Instagram at Shimmers and Silver. Now, without further ado, let's get into this look. Okay, so for this palette bingo, I decided to use the Mikayla palette, and my daughter wanted to help me with this, but because I often do eyeshadow in the early mornings before anyone's awake, I said that she could help me with it, and then I will do my look using these colors, you know, at a time that's more convenient to me rather than the middle of the day. So we've decided that she's going to choose the colors by randomly selecting numbers. There are 30 shades in the Mikayla x Glamlite palette, and so she's just going to randomly pick numbers between 1 and 30. I'm going to write down those numbers on this paper, and then we'll open the palette and see what colors I got to work with. All right, so let's go. Kiddo, why don't you choose a number between 1 and 30.
Okay, so could it be 1 or 30?
Yes, it could be 1, 30, or any number between them.
Okay, I think I'll take the number 30.
All right, 30. What else? We're going to choose 5 numbers altogether, so 4 more.
Right. 19. 12. 24.
All right, and one more.
2.
2. I'm pretty sure 2 is going to be a neutral color, so that's good. Okay. All right, now this palette has so much variety in it, I really don't know what shades these are going to be or how they're going to look together. So let's see. Open it up. This is the Mikayla x Glamlite palette.
Oh, I love that. That's so pretty.
All right, so we've got 6 across, 5 down. That means that this is number 30. So first we have the color Masshole. Yes, that is its name. Yes, that's almost a curse word. Oh my word, look at that blue. Okay.
Oh man.
Next, number 19. So let's see. 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. The best color. Oh, I've used this one recently. Next is 12, which is this one, Cookie.
No, I wanted it to be the pink one.
Cookie. Okay.
Man, I love that blue.
All right, well, this is going to be interesting. Not terrible so far. Let's see. Then we have number 24. So if that's 12, this is 24, and that is the shade Rhody, which works nicely with the dark blue. Beautiful. And number 2, which is How You Doin'. So I'll swatch that with my thumb, I suppose. How you doing? How you doing? We'll put that right here, which is actually a very good neutral tone. And it's not super different from my skin tone, so it's going to work nicely to blend out and to help transition. So there you go. We've got number 30, Masshole, number 19, The Best Color, number 12, Cookie, number 24, Rhody, and number 2, How You Doin'? Or How You Doin'? Anyway, I actually think that's going to be pretty. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. So let's get into the tutorial and figure that out. For today's look, I'm going to start by priming my eyes with the Glamlite Icing Primer in the shade White Frosting. So my daughter and I actually drew the palette bingo colors yesterday in the middle of the day because she wanted to do the colors, and I wasn't sure what day I'd be doing the look, so I thought, well, let's get the colors lined up, and then when I have the time, I will do the look. So that time happens to be now, assuming my baby continues to sleep, and I've already got the colors lined up, so I wasn't really sure how I was gonna do it. I did take some time and look at the palette and decide, you know, did I want my look to be more blue or more brown? I think given the colors that I have, I can't keep it from being quite blue. But I just, especially since I only have one shimmer and I usually place shimmer on the lid, if I did that, it would be, you know, a much more brown sort of thing. So I just wanted to take the time and decide on my look before I got started into the video. I'm not going to hold the palette up to my face today because I think I've mentioned in previous videos, it really messes up the lighting and makes me go all yellow. I'll probably do a little inset picture of the palette in the side of the screen so that you can see the colors that I'm using today. Here is the list that we wrote our numbers down on. So we have the shade Masshole, which is a dark blue. Right above it is Rhody, which is a light blue matte. They're both mattes. We've got the best color, which is on the other end of the row from the light blue, and it is a mint green matte. Then we've got number 2, which is a medium toned brown matte, kind of lighter medium tone. And then the only shimmer we have is called Cookie, and that is kind of a vintage gold sort of brown. So yeah, let's jump right in and see how this turns out. I'm going to start with a fluffy blending brush and dip into the shade How Ya Doin', which is the brown matte that we have. This will be a transition tone for me, so I'm placing it in the outer crease, blending it up towards the brow and in towards the nose. Because this is a lighter matte, it also is acting kind of just to set my primer, but it has enough pigment that it's not skin tone, it is adding to the look. That really is just a nice transition color. Now I'm taking a slightly more dense blending brush and I'm dipping into the shade Rhody, which is the light matte blue. This one's got a lot of kick up, so just be careful. I'm going to place this in my outer corner and in my crease, and then blend it towards my inner corner, but not all the way. I think I've opted for the lid to be a blue-green two-tone shade. So that's what I'm working on here. When I do my looks, especially like two-tone looks where I've got distinct colors, I try to angle it this way, always in the upward and outward position, like of the cat eye shape, this way. I don't want it to be green, blue. I want it to be green, blue, so it's always in a diagonal shape. Sometimes I forget to do that, but obviously the more I practice, the more I remember. Back to my blending brush, I just want to work that color a little bit into the brown. Now I'm taking a smaller brush. This one's pinched, but it's also kind of fat and more densely packed. I'm going into the shade The Best Color, which is the matte light green. And I'm going to place that on the rest of my lid, starting at the inner corner and working it up to meet the blue. I was actually really glad that these two colors got picked and not the color Loop, for example, which is the third one on the very bottom row. It's this it's like a pea soup kind of green, and I'm sure it looks cool with yellow-based colors, but it would have looked awful with either of these colors. So I'm glad that our random number selection didn't end up with a color like that. And then, of course, because I'm working in that diagonal, I'm pulling the green further over than the bottom of the blue. And if you find that that has gotten messed up, it's okay. You can just go back into your blue brush and pull it down a bit. Green and blue look beautiful together. They work beautifully together. So it's gonna be no problem at all to blend these colors. I did want to mention, as I'm watching this video during the editing process, it looks like this color shows up very translucent on the skin. Like you can almost see my skin underneath the shadow. So if I were you, I would go back in a couple of times and just pile on this color to make it fully opaque. I'm going back in with my blending brush and I just want to buff out these edges up here. Just lightly and gently, nothing crazy. I just want to help them transition into the skin color. I do have a bit of transition line that's bothering me, so I'm taking a clean and small pinched brush and I'm just going right over where those, like it's between the top of the green and the top of the blue and the eyebrow. There's in that whiter space up there, it's just too straightforward of a line. I want it to be more buffed out. So I'm just working at it a little bit until it gets to be where I want it to be. I'm not striving for perfection here, I just want it to be good enough. And I mean, I have other things to do with my day. So I'm just gonna work it until I'm all right with it and then move on. All right, now moving on. I'm liking the way this is looking. It really matches my earrings. I am going to take a small pencil brush and dip into the shade Masshole, which is the dark blue in the far right bottom corner. And I'm gonna start this in my outer corner just to deepen up the blue. I'm really just painting it or placing it in a little triangle shape in this outer area because I don't want to cover up that sky blue. I like that blue, but I want to transition it to a darker blue. And I have to use the shade, so this seems like a good place to put it. I have one side looking really good over here and then the other side looking a bit of a hot mess. I wonder if I didn't get the primer high enough on this lid and it's like the product is not sitting as evenly over there. I don't know. It's just being a little weird. I know it's not the shadow. I've never had a problem with Glamlite shadows, so I think it's probably just my skin. Maybe I have an extra dry or oily patch right there that's just not taking the color the way it's supposed to. One more color to use. I have used 4 out of my 5 colors just here. I'm gonna take a small pencil brush and dip into the shade How You Doin', again, that matte brown, and I'll run that on my lower lash line in the outer corner, almost all the way in. I'm going to continue with that brush and dip back into the shade The Best Color, which is the matte green, and bring that down to meet the brown. So that green will go about till here. It's like a quarter of the way down the lower lash line. It's just such a bright pigmented green. I want to have it pop on the inner corner. And now I'm going to take a flat angled brush and dip into my shimmer shade, the color Cookie. I'm going to dip into the pan and then I'll spray the brush. Spraying the shimmer helps control fallout and it also gives you a little bit more of a metallic shine. So now it's on my brush and I'm going to place that. Oh, where am I going to place that? I'm just going to place it in the center of my lower lash line. Actually, no, I'm going to bring it all the way to the outer corner. I think this is looking quite pretty. For my waterline, I have chosen 2 different colors. They are both from ColourPop. One is from the Lush Life collection called Aglow. It's a light green, and then just a regular brown is called Juniper, and I think it's from, might be from like their Sandstone launch. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, basically a green and a brown. I'm gonna place the light color down first on my waterline on the inner part, obviously above the green mat that's here. And then I'm grabbing this brown shade called Juniper and I'm going to place that above the brown on the waterline. I will say, these are the ColourPop Creme Gel liners. I do really like these liners, although I found that this brown shade does not work as well and is not as long lasting as any of the other ColourPop Creme Gel liners I've tried. So I don't know if maybe I got a bad batch or if this color is just not as good. But overall, the ColourPop Creme Gel liners are great, and I really like them. Okay, so I'm just making sure I used all 5 shades because I feel like this should look more complicated. But I think because 2 of the shades were blue, they work, you know, they're kind of looking like one. I used the brown, then I did the light blue, the light green, the dark blue, and then brown and the brown shimmer underneath. So yeah, that's all 5 shades, nothing additional, and I think it's very pretty. I'm going to finish up with some black eyeliner and mascara, and then I'll be back to show you the end result. Okay guys, here's the finished look. I did do eyeliner and mascara, a little bit of face product, and some ColourPop lip oil, and that is everything. I think that this look turned out very pretty. I know I say that in every video. If I don't like a look, I don't bother uploading a video of it, so I think they're all pretty because I like eyeshadow. I wasn't really sure which direction it would go. Like when we pulled the shades yesterday, I knew that the colors would work nicely together. I just didn't know if it was gonna be more blue or more brown, or if I would do something like big and bold with the green and try to work in the other shades, so I think this turned out quite nice. I like it. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and for watching my video. Remember that you can like and subscribe if you want to. Hit the notification bell. You can also find me on Instagram at Shimmers and Silver. And until we see each other again, have a wonderful day. Bye! Are you done? Good job. All right, leave it out. I want to check all your math today. Why don't you take a little break, play quietly, and then I'll call you when it's time to start the next thing. You're welcome. Good job.